tools in the light, screws and glue, they're holding it tight. Piece by piece, it's a builder's delight, making dreams in the still of the night. Let's get into it, let's get building now. Put it all together, I'll show you how. Screw by screw and a little glue too. Welcome to the workshop, it's waiting for you. In the heart of creation, models take form. One more piece and they'll weather the storm. Engines roar or a ship in its prime, building bonds stronger than time. Your hands are steady, your vision is clear. Dreams in plastic, they're finally here. Every piece has its very own song in this workshop where we all belong. Let's get into it, let's get building now. Put it all together, I'll show you how. Screw by screw and a little glue too. Welcome to the workshop, it's waiting for you. Hours fly by as the pieces align. Apart work, beauty and design so fine. You're the maker, turning vision to truth, building wonders for dreams of your youth. Hours fly by as the pieces align. Apart work, beauty and design so fine. You're the maker, turning vision to truth, building wonders for dreams of your youth.
Evening all, welcome to the workshop, and it was a bit of a tight race. So we had the option of the Ugears Cobra, which is a drift car, which, to be fair, I might end up doing next week because today's winner was the Flying Scotsman. He seems to can't get enough of it, which I'm pretty happy about because it's been a while, obviously, with it being in progress. I think I started this in 2008. When I started collecting this. It wasn't actually when I finished it because and the backstory for this actually is that I started it, cancelled it, and then over probably a couple of years or so, I went through eBay and all other places trawling for parts for this to get the entire collection. And I actually managed it, apart from, I think I missed one issue, and I spoke to you about that last week about the front bogie pinion. Which I did end up getting in a bulk lot in the end, but I can't repair that, so it is what it is, and it's not really an issue. But you can see I've been doing a little bit of painting. Reason for that is it sort of highlighted where I needed to do some work a bit more. So the paint that was on it was a bit rubbish, obviously 10-year-old paint pretty much on there. So doing a bit of work. You notice I haven't got the tender up with me today. That's because I figured I'd mix it up a little bit and we'd do a little bit of work on the cab. So I've got a few parts here. I've actually got quite a few issues here. I don't know if I'm going to get through them all, but they sort of all join together. So take it as a workbench and show you what I got, and we go from there. Hey, Bergdis. So, you notice that the first issue I've got here is issue 10. Now, obviously, long time ago, this one. but it's one of the lowest issues that I haven't fully completed. Most of it is done, but it's basically the doors and these little window frames. These parts have already been fitted. They were fitted a long time ago. One of the subsequent magazines I've got here actually tells us to remove that. I'm not going to, because they're in there solid. And I'll show you that in a moment when we get to that one. But yeah, so issue 10, we should have put these little cab sides on, and also attach cab doors. So nice and simple, nice quick issue, this one in theory, because as I say, the majority of it is actually done. It's quite warm in the workshop. The fan's running, so that's why the magazine's blowing all over the place. That focus is not working properly, is it? That's better. Do shout if the focus goes. I think I need to change the camera up here, really. It seems to be a bit too temperamental when it comes to focusing. So as I say, I've done this bit. I can't even remember what those other bits were. Can't even see where they would go, to be fair. I definitely used them. They're not in there. Must have been used on a future part of the issue. What are they called? 35 cab roof vent hatches. Okay, that's those on there. Right, so let's get the doors sorted. Now, none of this is attached, as I've shown you previously. Full painting, it does say about having pretty much all of this attached and built up like this and masking off various parts. I'm undecided whether I'll do that or not, because I think it might be easier just to paint this bit black, this bit green with the front bit in black. Means you can get right round all of the body, and then again paint this bit fully green as well. So paint it in sections. It does mean that bits that go on the front here will probably need painting separately, but I might end up doing that anyway and paint them before I attach them. So probably won't have all of this model on the channel, but then again, yeah, I've gone this far with it without it being on the channel. So predates the channel by quite a way. So yep, Scotsman won by 1 vote. So there was 9 votes in total, 5 to 4. I would love a functional steam engine. However, not got the room, don't have anywhere to run it. Although I say don't have anywhere to run it, not far from me, to get my steam train fix, there is a little miniature railway. So technically I do have, I think it's quarter scale railway. So if I got a quarter scale, yeah, I got somewhere to run it. Right, so we don't want this bit at the moment, and we don't want that bit at the moment. What we do want is the cab and the doors and these little window frames. Now, I have done a little bit of cleaning up, as you can see. Tried to do a bit of prep work earlier because it did look like the Scotsman was going to win. There was quite a bit of time where it was 50-50. But I've basically drilled out these holes here. This is the reason why we need to cut those window frames down and take them out. That's for the next issue, 62 I think it is. But for now, I'm going to get these in place and the doors in place. In fact, actually, I'm going to lie. I'm not going to get these in place just yet because of what I need to do later. And I think those will just get in the way, and I'll show you that in a moment. So let's do the doors. And these should be super quick. They're so much easier than what's on the Mallard if you've been watching that. These will be glued and static. However, the Mallard ones do open and they're on little mini hinges I had to create, which is quite a good idea. But I can see the appeal to having these style and just having simply bend and shape into place. Now, depending on how far I get with this, some of these parts I was looking for literally 10 minutes before the stream. So if I need to go dive in the box and realise I'm missing pieces, you'll know why. So just bending those very gently. Again, just do that one. And then I believe these hinges just need to bend upwards. If I do it together, hopefully I get the same bend on them. Like that. And it's just going to go on the inside of here. And I think the idea is it's not going to be fully open or fully closed in this case. So from the looks of the instructions, we need it. So this is pretty much coming straight out like that. And I'm not even sure, maybe bent that one a bit too far in, but we shall see on that. Doesn't give you a great deal of instruction, but I wonder if it's actually meant to be matching that that plinth there, which I think is pretty close. I'm pretty sure this is one should potentially be attached to the tender, but I'm not sure. Right, so bend those ones up as well. Again, that's just going to go on the inside of this. Would be easier to show you without the cab roof in the way, but not that easy to do. And I could probably just switch to that camera, you might be able to see a little bit better. So it's going to sit in like that. So let's grab some glue. Now, one thing I haven't checked, if there's a right and a wrong way up for these. They look identical, so I'm going to go with that there isn't a right and a wrong way up. Just a right and a wrong way out. Right. Now, there is a very slight tab on the edge of this, which is how you know where to position this. Oh, I'll check that out in a bit. But guess what's that for? Ah, 116 steam train. So it say steam train or steam engine? To be fair, I'm not one of those people that differentiate obviously a train being something that's pulling a whole train of something, carriages or trucks, or a steam engine, which is the item pulling it. Right, let's go back to the top camera for a minute. So we've got those in there. Now, apart from these little window bits, that's issue 10 done. So the reason I haven't done those, as I'll show you now in issue 62, we didn't get supplied any parts. We got some decals for the wheels. As you can see, you can pull these out, shave a bit off the top, and the reason for that is because they wanted us to drill these holes out at the top of the cab. Now all I've done is drill into those a little tiny bit, because all we're looking for is rivet detail. Now when I first done this, I think I just filled them originally and I wasn't even going to bother, but having done the mallard, and I did actually do all of these are done the same way. So every single one of those holes was drilled out. I think it's a 1.5mm hole, and a little bit of wire just poked through. This camera really is not intelligent for focus. Every single one poked through. I don't know how many there are there, but yeah, every single one of those done. That probably is why I didn't do that one. I'd had enough of them at that point. But doing the mallard, I found simple ways of doing these. So the instructions basically tell you to cut off tiny little lengths and then put them all through. However, I'm going to do it slightly differently. First of all, I need a plastic pot. Tons of these around from various part works. Never throw these sort of things away because they're brilliant for putting a bit of glue in. So this is 0.5mm wire, and all I'm going to do, dip it into the glue, find one of the holes. I'll start with this one up here. Get my clippers and cut it off fairly flush. Same with this one. Now this one will go all the way through because the window frame on the inside has a little cutout for it. Let's assume I can actually get the thing to go into the hole. Again, just cutting it as flush as I can, because it just means I've got less to potentially file off. What I should have probably done is done maybe half of this before the stream. Just didn't have the time to do it. That's not gone in. It just doesn't want to go in. I don't think it's deep enough. What I need is a smaller drill bit. See if I can drill that hole a little bit deeper. I just don't think it's deep enough to take the wire at the minute. think that's better. This is definitely a process for the rivet counters. But as you can see, it's so much easier doing it this way than cutting all the individual lengths and then trying to fiddle around with it to get all the individual lengths in here. I've still got a couple more to do on this side. I will definitely check that out after the stream bag this. Now, none of these are going to be perfect, but they'll be good enough for now. And then when the glue is fully set, that's when I'll come in and get them a little bit more flush. The benefit of having it this way, and that it doesn't go all the way through because of that window frame, is I don't have to worry about filing it all off on the inside. Let's change camera, then I'm less likely to get in the way. I managed to miss one out of all those ones. Believe it or not, there are 6 in just that small space just there. We've got 2 underneath each of the windows. I don't know where that went. It didn't go in the hole. Better. Right, so that's all the rivets in, and as you can see, these would have potentially just got in the way. So these are nice and simple. Got one last hole left. All I'm going to do is dip this part into the glue, and then we'll put that into that hole there. Now if I just use my tweezers, hopefully to get this to go in. I didn't like, I won't glue myself to it. Now I will run a little bit of super glue down the edge of that. I just wanted to get the anchor point in first. Do the same for this one. Get that moved over into place. So we've got those little glazing holders in place, and all those rivets in place. So, as I say, going to wait for the glue to set on all of that before doing anything else. I'm just going to use the 0.5mm wire as a bit of a glue stick, and then we can just run a little bit of glue down like that, and down like that, and that will just seep underneath, ensuring that is nice and secure. And again, another really simple thing on the Scotsman compared to what pain it was on the Mallard. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. Oh, you definitely need to do that, Burgess. Yeah, that sounds like an essential bit of equipment. Right, so as you can see, basically just saying about cutting them off on the inside, and then we'll end up with just a flat sort of detail like that. And you can see where putting this back in, you're never going to see that detail at the top there. You're never going to look into it that close to find out whether the rivet's poking through or not. So that's what the inside is looking like. It looks like on the middle ones, I might need to do a little bit of trimming, and that's about it. But that's the cab done. That's pretty much all I need to do for the cab, I think. Because the other bit that I'm going to look at is starting the cylinder blocks. Now I'm not actually doing anything really with issue 82, because a lot of this is the crossheads. So I'm not assembling those this time around. However, I do need these pieces, and I just need to double check which hole I'm doing. And it's a 1.7mm hole that I need to drill through these parts. It's the same with this one and 83. So pretty much the same parts. And then 84 and 85 will hopefully be putting the cylinder blocks on the side of the engine. Now, one thing I'm not doing until this is pretty much all painted, certainly the wheels, got some new Darlington green coming for these, so it'll be a little bit brighter. I'm going to strip the decals off. I've got some other decals coming too. So when I'm happy with the bottom of this, all the chassis, etc., and the chassis is done, and everything on it is painted, that's when I'm going to be doing all the coupling rods, etc., and all the valve gear. Basically, the instructions say, same with the Mallard, build up all the valve gear, then take it all apart, then paint it, and then put it all back together. So I'm going to try and get to a point where I've got it painted and I only need to build the valve gear once. So I've put the coupling rods on. They are actually bolted in place. They just unscrew, and hopefully they will unscrew. So it's been a while since they've been on there. But what I'm looking at the minute is the sides here for the cylinder blocks. So we've got 82, 83, 84, and somewhere around here, that's 85. Now, as I said, I don't think in 81 or 82, or 82 and 83, that we actually have any instructions apart from drilling those holes out. Yeah, to clean them up, we are asked to make sure they fit through. I don't know if they're part of this magazine or not. Doesn't look like it. We must have built those up in the previous one. I haven't done that yet. 76. So it says 1.6, and then drill to 1.7 if it's a bit tight. I'm just going to do it at 1.7, just straight off the bat. That'll be fine. And that's going to be that one. Now, the drill bits from Dave at Tyrol Models don't go up that far. I think it only goes up to 1.2. So I've got 1.7 here. Now, I don't know how long this is going to take me to do. And whether I might need to go look for another issue to do. But we shall see. Because on the face of it, it looks like it's fairly simple. Let me do that a bit further. But if it's anything like the Mallard, simple does not always looking simple does not always mean simple. Right, so we've got a drill. Actually, quite a thick bit of drilling we've got to do there. I think what I might do then, because it's going to take forever with this. Although it's soft metal, it's going to still take forever for this. I'm going to cheat, get a little bit of a electric help. Now I'm sure I've done this on the Mallard before. When drilling these, I always like to just dip the end of the drill in a little bit of oil. It's just going to help keep it cool and hopefully get it cutting nicely, as you can see. Just needs to go very slowly. Yep, normally I would say centre punch. However, these white metal bits, Bergdus, they have effectively a little punch already made. It's part of the casting. I'll show you that in a minute on the next one that I do. Almost done. There it goes. So if I just grab this one, hopefully you can see, if the camera will focus, that there is a little dimple. So it does make it quite easy to know where you're drilling. In fact, I think pretty much all the cast metal bits have some sort of markation like that. That's that one done. A couple more bits to do. I think these ones need the same hole drilled. Just double check that. Nope, those need a 2mm hole, so I won't do that one just yet. This is where a little miniature lathe would really come in handy. Won't risk my fingers then. Although, to be fair, you're not watching the World of Wayne channel. I'm sure you'd all be looking away right now if you were. So that one, and then last one of these, and then need to switch up to a 2mm for the other part. Right. Not actually 100% sure. We're using the other part in the next part of this build. Right, that's those drilled. So let's find a 2mm drill bit. It should be that one. You must have a massive storage pile at the minute, Bergdis. With the amount you keep saying Ian's hoarding for you or sending to you. Right, so we've got a 2mm hole going through this one. Oh, that doesn't have much waste in it. Like that, nice and quick. Done. Right, good. So that's all we need to do for that part of issue 82 and 80, whatever it was, 83. So let's get rid of the rubbish. So 84 and 85. Let's take a look at these. So 84, 85, we've got the cylinder blocks. We drill some holes, which I've already done. This one is 85. It's the other one that's going to be 84, wherever it's gone. Around here somewhere. There it is. So that's had a hole 1.6mm drilled in this side, and two. Actually, no, I haven't done the 1mm holes on those ones. I've done it on this one. Yeah. So, is this a 1mm drill bit? Yes. Now, a 1mm drill bit is too small for the chuck of the drill, so I will have to do this by hand. But this doesn't have to go all the way through. And to be fair, this metal is quite soft, so it's not exactly difficult to drill into, just time consuming. Now, we don't need to go all the way with this, because I believe all we're doing with these eventually is just putting a part into it. And I can always file down the part to fit the hole if it's too long. I think it's just a couple of pipes going into there, to be fair. Right, that's those ones done, and once I've done those ones, so 84. Just remove burrs, done that. Assemble the left outer cylinder, cover onto the left hand cylinder block on the chassis. Cylinder cover does not sit flat. Use a square needle file to remove the material from the cylinder block. So basically check that it fits. Need a part from 82. Oh, that's the cylinder cover, we've got that. Check that it fits in the hole. Cylinder fits too tight, open up the hole. Right, okay. So which one are we working on right now? It's this one. And this is the left one. So that's going to sit on there, like so. Well, that's actually a really good fit, surprisingly. Don't need to worry about removing any material on that one. Let's just test this one. Again, not a bad fit. Happy with it on both of those. Know how that feels at times, Bagdis. I've got tons of things. I've just done the Megazord, so I've got to edit that one. The Skyline has literally landed on my doorstep today, so that needs building. The 66 Batmobile, I've got the next one of those that needs building. Although I'm holding off on that because hopefully Mr. Lane will be dropping some goodies by that I can show off with it. So that will be coming out probably towards the end of the week. But I'll give you a sneak peek actually of the Megazord. I love this thing. This is extremely cool. So this is the T-Rex head. That obviously reveals the Megazord head. So this will be on the channel hopefully probably tomorrow, if not Thursday. But absolutely love that one. The other thing did was finish the Triceratops as well, which also looks absolutely brilliant. Absolutely love it. It's probably one of the most exciting builds I've got actually, just because pretty much all, apart from the Fast and Furious magazine, obviously with the 66 Batmobile and the Megazord, it's like building my childhood because they're the TV shows that I had on during like Saturday mornings, that sort of thing. And by the time I was watching the Batmobile, I think it must have been at least 20 odd years old by that point. But reruns are always good. Right, so we get those cylinder blocks on like that. And then we have these cylinder covers, and they're going to go on the front, aren't they? Yes. Now, we do need to drill out a couple of holes, it seems. A 1.6mm hole in the front of the cylinder block. Now, the question is, I've got a locating hole there, but where does it actually go? It looks like it goes about there. But it's going to be a pure guess. There's literally no... It's got a circular circle on the back and a square hole for it to go into. But literally no reference point for it. Other than what the magazine is showing me. So I think what I'm going to do, because it definitely doesn't just point straight down, it's definitely off to an angle. I think what I'm going to do is not drill that. However, what I will do, I'll glue it in place. And then when it comes to finding whatever is going to go into that, I can make sure the hole gets drilled in the right place and fill that divot if need be. So I'll do the same for this side. If you've seen the Mallard recently, you'll see that this is also easier building up the cylinder blocks. The Mallard was a flat pack that I had to actually build up these blocks, whereas obviously we've got cast metal on these ones. It's nice to see how the model has evolved effectively from this to what they've now improved or changed on the Mallard. So with those two pieces in place, I am just mirroring what I'm doing on one to the other. So we need these items. Just trying to work out where they need to go and how they need to go. working on the front, I think. Yep. This is going to go in here. I've got two different shaped ones, as you can see. Either that or that's broken. No, it can't be broken because that's exactly the same. It would appear this one I think is going on the front, and I think this is going on the back. Like that. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Now's your time to shout if you think this is wrong. I'm fairly sure it's correct to have this one on the front here. And then this one goes on the back. I'm going to do the same for the other side in just a second. Yeah, I technically bugged this. There should be another piston in there if you really want to get pedantic about it, because they had it's a 3-cylinder. Same with the Mallard actually, and that one's going to go this way around. Should test fit that first. I think this is identical. No, I checked it actually for the other one, but it looks like they are. So that's going to go into this point. I need to just clean this up a bit. So next week, I think what I'm going to do is take a bit of a break from the Scotsman. I think I might try and get that Ugears Cobra done, or at least started. Try and mix it up a little bit so it's not the same every week. And it might give me a chance to do a little bit more to the Scotsman. If you've been watching the Mallard videos, I have said that there's going to be a bit of a hiatus next week to the Mallard. And as you've joined me on the live stream, I'll show you a sneak peek of what the Mallard is currently looking like as well. I'll just let that glue set and I'll grab the Mallard. So if you've been watching the Mallard video, I've promised a painting video coming. What do you think of that? That's the very, very first coat of its garter blue. This is the one colour red. I don't like the red. I've got a different red coming. The proper red actually. This is just red. I think this is X7 or something like that, red Tamiya paint. But I've got some rail match crimson red, crimson lake red actually coming, which is the proper colour for that one. But that's looking pretty good, I think. So nice little sneak peek of the Mallard there. But as I say, there's going to be a video in a couple of weeks, hopefully, for a lot more painting on that one. Right, so with those pieces in there, I think we now need these pieces. Why do I get the feeling I'm missing a piece at the moment? Probably because I am. These pieces here. Right, so I'm going to get these cylinders finished off and then that will be it for tonight, I think. So just clean the ends of these up. So you never know, next time you see Flying Scotsman, because I'm sort of doing a little bit of tandem painting, it might have its first coat of apple green, or Darlington green as it's officially known. One of the problems I had actually with the greens, because originally I think this is Doncaster green, and then I worked out that that is not the right colour green for the LNER apple green. That's more the little bit like the BR green, but not even dark enough for that. Right, so we have this piece and this piece, and one is going to go into that section there. Might need to open this up a bit. It's not going to go in there. And then let's check this one. That's got to go into that other hole that I made earlier. I think that's going to go. Might need to cut it down a little bit. So let's get this filed down a little bit. Hopefully get this one to go in. Still going to be a no, so let's now open up the cylinder hole a little bit. Right, I think with a bit of a push, that should go in. So let's grab some glue just to make sure that does go in nicely. And then let's see if we can just get it bashed in. Not the appropriate use for a pair of pliers, I know, but it worked. Will that go in there or not? Yep. I'm sure I said this last week, but you can just see how long these models take to do when they're not just bolt together. Yeah. At the same time, it's quite nice. Quite a different way of model building, or part work building, I guess, on this one. Again, let's just open up this hole a little bit as well. Why have I got two holes there? Must be something else that goes in there. Right, see whether that'll go in there now. To be fair, Berg, that's getting on for this one, to be fair. 2008 I started this one. So, over a decade, this one. that's in there. And then final two pieces for tonight. Let's just do a quick test fit. Dip that one in some glue. That one in there. And then again, I'll just chop the end of this one off. I'll test fit it. Yep, that goes on all the way. A little bit of glue. And we get that one in as well. And then I think just to finish it off, we will just place those together like that. I think that's looking pretty good with the cylinder blocks in there. I think there's very little now for the chassis to be done. I think most of it now is all valve gear. So I think I need to group together all the magazines for the valve gear. In fact, let's switch to the other camera a second. So I think now I need to group all the magazines together for all the valve gear. Get anything assembled that I need to assemble, because a lot of the rods and things, they actually need laminating together and gluing together. So try and get all that done. And then I think I'll take the chassis apart, take the wheels off it, get those painted in the right colour, get all the chassis painted black. Most of it is already satin black. And to be fair, it's not in bad condition. It hasn't fared too badly, I don't think, that satin black. So I might give it a very, very quick blow over satin black, a very light coat, just to refresh it. Give it a good wash, I think, beforehand, get rid of all the dust and rubbish that's on it. But that would be the chassis pretty much getting close to done. I still need to say, I need to order the decals for the wheels. I've decided I'll find decals for those rather than painting them. But it's really, really looking the part. And I think these two engines together are going to look absolutely fantastic. So can't wait to get this into its proper apple green. And as I said, I'm going to paint it differently to what the instructions say. So I'm going to paint this part separately to that part. The chassis is going to go satin black, as I say. This is going to go gloss black. I think the roof of this is gloss black, and the front of that's going to be gloss black. Although, to be fair, it'll all get a gloss varnish anyway, so it wouldn't matter too much if I painted it satin black. But that is where we are with the Mallard, or the Flying Scotsman, as you say. So used to saying Mallard. But next week, as I say, depending on what mood I'm in, I might have a go at doing the Ugears one. I've already done something similar, so smaller Ugears. This is the Roadster, which I didn't do a video of, but thoroughly enjoyed doing that one. Even got little moving parts on it. So I do really like these Ugears things. And looking forward to doing the Cobra. So next week, I think it will just be that one. And give the engines a little bit of a break, and say hopefully I'll have something a little bit new for the Flying Scotsman, so either painted or a few more parts organised, because about 10 minutes before the stream I was still organising these parts. I've shown you before that this one is completely all over the place, so it is good to see it getting a little bit more in shape. So hopefully you can join me next week. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.